The old Victorian house loomed, a silhouette against the dying light. It was an imposing structure, shrouded in an eerie silence. Amelia, a history enthusiast, stood before it, drawn by its enigmatic aura. The house was nestled deep within the woods, whispering tales of forgotten times. Its dark history was a siren call, beckoning Amelia to unveil its secrets. She took a deep breath, the air thick with anticipation, and stepped inside. The floorboards groaned under her weight, each creak echoing in the vast emptiness. The air was stale, heavy with the scent of decay and dust. Cobwebs clung to the intricately carved furniture, shrouding the house in a spectral embrace. The shadows seemed to dance in the fading light, twisting and turning like phantoms trapped within the walls. Amelia shivered, a sense of unease settling over her. The house seemed to breathe around her, a living entity whispering forgotten secrets. The walls were adorned with faded portraits, their eyes following her every move. The silence was broken only by the rustling of leaves outside and the distant call of an owl. As she moved deeper into the house, Amelia couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. She reached the end of a long, shadowy hallway. There, half hidden behind decaying wallpaper, she discovered a door. It was an anomaly, its presence not marked on any of the house's blueprints. 7 doors she had counted, each leading to a room more desolate than the last. This 8th door, however, emanated an odd energy, a palpable hum that resonated deep within her. Amelia's fingers traced the outline of the door, the wood rough and cold beneath her touch. Curiosity warred with trepidation within her. The house had already revealed itself to be a treasure trove of mystery. This hidden door, she sensed, held the key to its darkest secrets. Taking a deep breath, Amelia peeled back the brittle wallpaper. It came away easily, revealing the door in its entirety. It was made of a dark, heavy wood, its surface unmarred by time. There was no handle, no hinges, just the smooth, unbroken surface of the wood. A sense of foreboding washed over Amelia as she realized the door was slightly ajar, a black void beckoning her forward. The darkness beyond the door seemed to press against her, a tangible entity resisting her entry. Stealing her nerves, Amelia pushed the door open. It swung inward soundlessly, revealing a room swallowed by darkness. The air within was frigid, and a musty odor like that of long, undisturbed earth filled her nostrils. Amelia hesitated for a moment, her hand hovering on the threshold. The rational part of her screamed at her to turn back. Yet an irresistible curiosity, a hunger for the unknown, compelled her forward. With a deep breath, she stepped into the room, the darkness closing behind her like a shroud. Amelia fumbled for a light switch, her fingers brushing against cold, damp stone. Finding nothing, she reached into her pocket for her phone, the light from its screen a meager beacon in the oppressive darkness. As her eyes adjusted, she realized the room was sparsely furnished, its walls bare except for a large, ornate mirror hanging on the far wall. It was a magnificent piece, its frame crafted from dark wood and etched with intricate designs. But the mirror's surface was cracked, its reflection fractured and obscured by a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Amelia approached the mirror, drawn by a strange pull she couldn't quite place. As she drew closer, she noticed something unsettling in its depths. The reflection staring back at her wasn't her own. It was a distorted image, twisted into a grotesque mockery of her features. The eyes were too large, burning with an unnatural intensity. The mouth was stretched into a wide, unsettling grin, revealing rows of sharp, pointed teeth. Amelia stumbled back, her heart pounding in her chest. "Don't be afraid," a voice whispered, seemingly emanating from the mirror itself. The voice was low and guttural, sending chills down Amelia's spine. "We've been waiting for you." As the words echoed in the silence, the reflection in the mirror reached out, its hand breaking through the cracked surface. Amelia watched in terror as the spectral hand shot forward, its icy fingers wrapping around her wrist in a vice-like grip. Amelia screamed, a primal sound of terror that echoed through the empty house. She thrashed against the grip, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs. The cold seeped from the spectral hand, spreading through her body like a virus. Her vision blurred, the edges of the room fading in and out of focus. Then, as suddenly as it had begun, it stopped. Amelia lay on the cold, hard floor outside the hidden room, gasping for breath. The door was closed, the wallpaper seemingly untouched. She stumbled to her feet, her body trembling, and fumbled for her phone. The screen flickered to life, illuminating her terrified reflection. Her features were the same, yet something was different. Her eyes, once warm and inviting, now held a chilling emptiness, a darkness that hadn't been there before. Amelia rushed out of the house, her breath catching in her throat. The forest seemed to press in around her, the trees twisting and contorting into menacing shapes. She ran until she reached her car, the engine roaring to life like a lifeline. As she sped away, she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, of something sinister clinging to her. When she finally reached her apartment, she collapsed onto the couch, her body still trembling from the encounter. She rushed to the bathroom, desperate to wash away the memory of the cold, spectral hand. But as she looked into the mirror, her heart sank. The reflection staring back at her was not her own. The eyes that met hers were cold and empty, devoid of the warmth and life she once knew. The face in the mirror was her own, yet it was not. It was the face of something else, something sinister that had taken root within her. Days turned into weeks, but the reflection remained unchanged. The chilling emptiness in those mirrored eyes served as a constant reminder of the encounter. Amelia tried to rationalize it, to explain it away as a hallucination brought on by stress or the old house's eerie atmosphere, but deep down, she knew the truth. Something had followed her from that room, something dark and malevolent. It lurked beneath the surface, a constant presence she couldn't escape. The reflection was a constant reminder that she was no longer alone, that whatever she had encountered in that house was now a part of her, trapped within her own reflection, watching, waiting,